Hello and welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to try some new charity shops. We are going to Tunbridge Wells. Never been to Tunbridge Wells, not well, the charity shops at least. So we're going to see what these charity shops have in stock for us. Let's get to it. Alexander McQueen's for £100. Well, whether they're real or not, they're broken, so I don't know why they're selling them for £100. So I think £100 for broken shoes is worth it. Maybe. £3. Still good though, still good. Those free and a mug.
£10, please.
Yep, and card please. And we're back from the charity shops. We are back from Tunbridge Wells. It was okay. I'd never been there to those charity shops before. Most of them were probably too expensive for the profit margins I normally go for. If you're aiming for just like a double up, then maybe you can get stuff there. But for me, when I normally aim for like I want to times it by 4 sort of thing, it was quite expensive. But out of like the 8 charity shops I went to, we brought stuff in like 2 or 3 of them. Mainly 2. But anyways, let's crack into it, see what I got. One thing that isn't clothing, Starbucks mug. It was £3. Starbucks mugs, they go for all different sorts of amounts. I know I'll get more than £3 for it. People love to buy Starbucks mugs. I'll probably list it for like $9.95. Easily sell. This is not to resell. I need a new lint roller. I haven't had one for ages, and removing hair off your clothes with like a sellotape or something takes ages, so needed to buy one of these. I've been meaning to buy one for ages, but only got reminded when I walked into a charity shop and they had them for £1.50, so had to buy one. Right, and then most of the things I brought, clothes-wise, this big pile of clothes here, most of them are trousers. I'm not a fan of trousers, but it's literally all I found today. But the only thing that's not trousers, we picked up this Nike Golf polo shirt. It was £5. Should get between 15 to 20 for it, especially as summer comes along and it becomes more golf weather. Golf stuff sells pretty well. And from the same shop, speaking of golf, Nike Golf trousers. Nice check pattern Nike Golf trousers. They were also, if I remember correctly, £5. I think for those I'd get closer to 20. You sell a lot of golf trousers. They tend to sell pretty well. Then we have from another shop. Oh, it might be from the same shop. Oh, this one's from the same shop. For £4 was a pair of Gant jeans. Gant jeans for £4. They do have some very faint marks, but they're so faint, it's definitely still worth picking up for £4. Gant's a great brand, and for £4, not going to say no. Then we have, yet again on the trouser front, all the trousers are practically the same colour pretty much. We have a pair of Dockers. These were £5. £5 standard pair of Dockers. They'll go for anywhere between like 15 to 20. I'll probably list them for like £17. They tend to sell pretty well for anywhere just over £15. Not quite my 4 times on that, but because most of the shops were quite expensive, I was like, I've came all this way, I need to buy something. But then, the last 3 items got from the last shop, and I didn't realise they were having a sale, so I was going to buy these 3 items regardless of the sale they had. So basically, first one, just a pair of fat face chinos, but they were only £3. I knew I could sell these for a tenner easily, so that's why I picked up those. Well, the main reason I picked up these was to average the price down of these next 2 items. And these next 2 items are pretty much exactly the same, just different models, and they are both Ralph Lauren chino trousers. The tag said £7.50, so these were £7.50 each, these 2 pairs. And I was going to buy the fat face chinos to bring these prices down. Once I sold those, that means these would have been like £4 or £5 each. But as it turns out, this clothing shop was having a £2 all clothing sale. So the fat face were reduced from £3 down to £2, and both of the Ralph Lauren chinos were reduced from £7.50 down to £2 a pair. So £2 a pair on the Ralph Lauren chinos. So that was pretty good. That's where the profit is today. But like I said, I didn't get tons today. Like, this is my pile, this and the Starbucks mug. So not tons, but it was Tunbridge Wells. It's quite an expensive place for charity shops. A lot of the charity shops there, like, they did have some really good stuff, but their prices were just, I don't know, like I said, you might be able to double up. Like, a lot of, like, if I could sell something for 30 quid, in this charity shop they were selling it for 15, which is not quite the profit margins I'm normally after. So I didn't get too many of those items. But I got lucky with these 2 shops. Well, I think one of these items, I think the Dockers were from a different shop, but the other lot were all from a certain 2 shops. And I think these 2 shops were actually the same charity. They just had 2 different shops in the same town, which is why they were both cheap. So I got lucky there. But yeah, so that's everything. That's everything I picked up. We have got sales today as well, so I will be going through some sales in a sec. I'll have to gather them up. So let's just fast forward, and we'll be back here in about 2 seconds with the sales. Okay, and now we're on to the sales. We've had 7 sales, not tons. None on Depop. We've had 4 on Vinted and 3 on eBay. The 4 on Vinted, living up to Vinted's reputation, are all really small sales, and the 3 on eBay are all quite decent ones. So there might not be a lot of sales, but the 3 on eBay are quite solid sales, I'd say. But yeah, let's get into it. Starting up, Vinted, little Minecraft bat. Picked this up for £1 literally yesterday. Listed it on Vinted for £5. Sold for £5. Little Minecraft bat. Next one, pair of jeans. These are, I don't even know this brand. Can't remember where I got it from. X3. I've sold these really cheap. I've had them sat around for a while. One of the things I've had the longest. I can't remember how much I paid for them because I've had them that long. I've just sold them for £3. Just getting rid of them. Getting them gone. Then we have a t-shirt that I got in a bundle from Fleek. I paid like 50p of my own money per item. So this cost me 50p. Just a women's North Face long sleeve t-shirt. Sold it for £6. I got it for 50p. You can sell these items cheap and still make a good profit. And then the last Vinted item is another t-shirt. It's a Vans t-shirt. Nice graphic on the back. Nice big snake graphic. Paid, I believe, £3 in the charity shop. I had it listed for 12. Someone sent me an offer of 9. I thought, I'll take it. Why not? If I sold it on eBay for 12, I'd probably get about 10 anyway, so 9's perfectly fine. And that's all the Vinted sales. Only them little ones. But now onto the eBay sales. Now these 3 sales I really like. They're 3 pretty solid things. And one of these has only just come through, literally like 10 minutes before starting filming this, which was really nice. First up, Fable 2 Strategy Guide. I actually wanted this to take longer to sell because I wanted to sit and look through it because I like the game Fable. I really want to have a look at this. Might have a look at it before I package it up. But yeah, Fable 2 Strategy Guide. Picked it up at the boot fair on Sunday. It's currently Friday, so like 5 days it's been listed. It's pretty less than that. I didn't even list it that day, I don't think. I think I listed it the next day. So I think I listed it on Monday, sold on Friday. Actually, no, sold yesterday. Sold yesterday, so sold on Thursday. So it lasted barely 4 days. Fable 2 strategy guide, paid £2, sold for 20. This was really nice as well. Very nostalgic for me. Fable's like one of my favourite games. Then the last 2 items on eBay were both £45 sales, which was really nice. First up, some Maya chinos, new with tags. You might think, how do you get £45 for a pair of Mayas? Well, these ones do have the labels on them and the original price, and RRP on these was £120. If you put the original RRP in the title, then people obviously think they're going to get an amazing better deal, which they are. They are getting an amazing better deal. These were £120 brand new from the shop. So someone got a great deal for 45. But yeah, I'm pretty sure I found these for like £4. Pretty sure it was like £4. Can't remember, but I know it certainly wasn't much. I always find Mayors for like £5-6 maybe, but I'm pretty sure I got those ones really cheap. And now the last sale, Pokemon card from my own collection. It's a Pikachu base set, Mint 9 PSA graded Pokemon card. So obviously, because it's from my own collection, it basically feels like it's all profit to me. Obviously, I did buy this a while back. I can't remember how much I paid for it, but because it's from my own collection, it is basically all profit, which is nice. So yeah, had some solid sales. Solid sales. That's what I like. I like big sales. It's less things to package, but still a good amount of money. Obviously, these 3 eBay sales are like over £100 combined, which is really nice. And then the Vinted ones are just little top-ups. Depop has slowed down a little bit. But anyways, I need to get packaging these sales. Hope you enjoyed the video. The charity shop trip was interesting. Probably won't make an effort to go there too often, because obviously it's like a 50-minute drive to get there. But maybe if we're ever in the area, we'll go there again. Right, but for now, we'll end the video. Please do like, subscribe, comment. See you on the next one.